What's going on, noobs? I am Rory, the Perpetual Noob, and welcome back to my Hollow Knight boss discussion series. This is the 12th video in a series where I'll be discussing each boss of Hollow Knight, where we can find them, how we can defeat them, and how does this boss fit into the world of Hollow Knight. Today, we'll be talking about Uumuu. We can find Uumuu inside the teacher's archives, which is located just to the middle right of Fog Canyon. We can find our old friend Quirrel standing outside the teacher's archives when we first approach them. If we speak with him, we learn that Quirrel was drawn here, and he is not sure exactly why. He speaks of something calling to him. Let's head inside the teacher's archives and find out what's going on. The teacher's archives sits atop a lake of acid. The platforming inside the teacher's archives is dangerous enough with all of the charged lunaflies and the uomas and the uumas, but the floor is lava. Well, acid, but it's still dangerous. The safest way to navigate the inside of the teacher's archives, and fight Uumuu, is with Yzma's Tear, not that Yzma, because it protects us from the acid. We can find Yzma's Tear, not that Yzma, at the far right of the Royal Waterways, in Yzma's Grove, which, I guess, should have been a good indication, huh? We'll know we've found Uumuu in the teacher's archives when the acid boils and a giant jellyfish bursts from the acid. Uumuu will fill the arena with small bursts of lightning. Each lightning burst lasts for about 1 second. The lightning bursts appear in random spaces throughout the arena, but thankfully they do leave some safe areas for us to stand. The lightning bursts become dangerous at different times. The entire attack lasts for about 2.5 seconds. Uumuu telegraphs this attack when their body shudders, crackles with lightning. They make a strange noise, and a multitude of small lightning bolts appear all over the arena. Let's call this attack the Burst Attack. Uumuu will create a small burst of lightning where we are. Uumuu will continue to create a new small burst of lightning every second, for about 6 seconds. Each burst persists for about 2 seconds, and each new burst will appear where we are, so we need to keep moving. Uumuu telegraphs this attack when their body shudders, crackles with lightning, they make that weird noise, and a small cloud of lightning bolts appears where we are. Let's call this attack the Chase Attack. Due to Uumuu's attacks, the Monarch Wings and the Mothwing Cloak abilities were essential to my survival. I needed to move, and move a lot. Sometimes I got lucky with the Burst Attack and wouldn't need to scramble to find a safe area. But more often than not, I was on the move during this fight. Yzma's Tear was also absolutely necessary for my victory. As I learned how this Uumuu fight works, I found myself taking an acid bath more than once. Without Yzma's Tear, I would have taken damage every time I fell into the acid, and I only have 7 hit points. Uumuu is invulnerable when they are inflated. Their large jellyfish body protects their weak, infected core. We cannot deflate Uumuu. The only way Uumuu will deflate and become vulnerable is when our friend Quirrel attacks them. After Quirrel attacks, Uumuu will remain vulnerable for about 4 seconds. In that time, we can do all the damage we want. Then Uumuu inflates again and resumes attacking. Quirrel will continue to attack Uumuu for us. However, he attacks Uumuu only about every 20 seconds, giving us plenty of time to contemplate our choices as we do our best to not get electrified. My equipped charms for this fight were Wayward Compass, Quick Slash, Thorns of Agony, Grub Song, and Quick Focus. I equipped Wayward Compass because I only had a vague idea of where the third dreamer, Monomon, was, and wanted to be able to keep track of where I was going. Of course, once I entered the teacher's archives, Wayward Compass became useless, and this charm is useless against bosses anyway. But I found them, so thumbs up! At this point in my Hollow Knight journey, I loved Quick Slash, and thought it was the most powerful charm ever! So I brought it along. In this Uumuu fight, Quick Slash actually wasn't as useful as I expected. The biggest issue is that Uumuu is always floating, and often floating over the acid. So when I would hit Uumuu with my nail, I'd have to account for the bounce, which would delay my next strike, completely negating Quick Slash's effect. Thorns of Agony is another charm I love, but ultimately proved to be pretty useless against Uumuu. When Uumuu is vulnerable, the only time we're going to take damage from them is if we touch them. But that's a silly tactic. Yes, Thorns of Agony would deal more damage than a single nail strike, but I would prefer to minimize my need to heal, so I found that Thorns of Agony tended to be triggered when Uumuu was invulnerable, so the tendrils didn't do anything. On the other hand, Grub Song, another charm I love, was absolutely essential. Since we naturally gain soul whenever we hit an enemy with our nail, there aren't too many opportunities to gain soul against Uumuu thanks to Uumuu's limited vulnerability. Grub Song keeps us gaining soul when we take damage, which means that during Uumuu's invulnerability, we still have a means of gaining that sweet, sweet soul. Because of course, I just can't help myself and will still take damage at times. There is enough time to heal during Uumuu's burst attack without the quick focus charm. However, if we want to heal more than one hit point during the burst attack, we're going to need quick focus. There's no time to heal during the chase attack, and I'd rather whack Uumuu with my nail when they are vulnerable, instead of heal. Quick focus gave me the capability to heal when Uumuu couldn't be hurt, so I could hit Uumuu whenever possible. Due to Uumuu being vulnerable for only short periods of time, we want to hit as hard as possible, as quickly as possible. The spell Howling Wraiths would be fantastic for this fight, especially when empowered into Abyss Shriek. The Hollow Knight Wiki states that with just 3 casts of Abyss Shriek with the Shaman Stone charm equipped, you could defeat Uumuu the very first time they are vulnerable. Adding the charm Spell Twister means you wouldn't even need a full soul bubble to pull off this tactic. You can acquire Abyss Shriek by casting Howling Wraiths when standing on a small platform in the bottom left of the Abyss. The spell Vengeful Spirit would also be useful for those times when Uumuu is vulnerable and out of range of your nail. If spells aren't your thing, you'll want a strong nail, so don't forget to upgrade your nail by visiting the Nailsmith, found at the bottom left of the City of Tears. The stronger our nail, the stronger our nail art, Great Slash, and the Nailmaster's Glory charm is never a bad choice if you want to focus on nail arts. The charm Steady Body would be helpful too. The Steady Body charm will keep you from bouncing backwards when striking Uumuu. It would have been a better charm than Thorns of Agony, because I would have stayed out of the acid more often, and might have been able to take advantage of Quick Slash's effect. Grub Song is a great charm for this fight, because it provides us with another chance to generate soul. Other charms that would help us generate more soul are Soul Catcher, Soul Eater, and King's Soul. Don't forget to keep finding more charms and charm notches, and collect mask shards to gain more hit points. Please see the Soul Master video for a more in-depth general discussion about playstyles and charm combinations. Once Uumuu is defeated, the gates at the bottom of the arena open up, allowing us to continue descending and exploring the teacher's archives. Eventually, after much swimming and jumping, we find Monomon, the teacher, resting in what appears to be a Bacta tank. Initially, she is an indistinct shape of shiny floating bits, but we are soon joined by our friend Quirrel. He reveals that it was Monomon who was calling him, and he believes that it was she who also drew us to the archives. He explains to us who Monomon was before she became a dreamer. Monomon was essentially the head teacher / smartest bug in Hallownest. She tried to store all of the collected knowledge of Hallownest here in the archives. Through Monomon's research, she learned everything she could of the infection, and probably helped the king of Hallownest develop those vessels. Remember the broken vessel episode? She knew that the best solution to the spreading infection at the time was an imperfect solution, but she still joined Hera and Lurien in eternal sleep to help seal the infection away. Each dreamer has their safeguards to ensure that only someone of incredible power could interrupt their sleep and weaken the seal of the Black Egg. Hera had Deep Nest and her daughter Hornet. Lurien had his Watcher Knights. Monomon had Uumuu, and one more special layer of protection that Quirrel helped her create. Quirrel wears a second mask atop his head, like a hat. This mask is in fact Monomon's mask. Every bug in Hallownest wears a mask, possibly for protection or to hide their true selves. This is still a topic of discussion amongst fans of Hollow Knight. Monomon's mask needed to be presented to this Bacta tank so Monomon could reform. Quirrel seems to be able to communicate with Monomon, and he informs us that Monomon knows our quest, and she wished to return so we could do what needs to be done. Take Monomon's power and completely shatter the seal of the Black Egg so that we may tackle what lay inside. But that experience will be for another time. That's it for our boss discussion about Uumuu. Thank you for joining me today, noobs. Stay tuned for future Hollow Knight boss videos. If you've got any thoughts about the Uumuu fight, I'd love to hear them in the comments below. I am the Perpetual Noob, and I'll see you all next time.